In this video session, I am explaining about Servlet and JSP chapter from Module 4, Subject Advanced Java and J2EE. The topics discussed in this video slides are Chapter 2 JSP, that is JSP, JSP tags, request string, cookies and session object. In this slide, I am explaining about what is JSP. JSP is an Java-based technology that simplifies the developing of dynamic web application. The JSP pages are HTML pages with embedded code that allow to access data from Java code which is running on the server. JSP provides separation for HTML presentation logic from application logic. The JSP technology provides a way to combine the words of HTML as well as Java Servlet program. JSP specifiers are built on Java Servlet API. JSP support two different styles for adding dynamic content to the web page. The JSP pages are embedded actual programming code which is typically a Java. JSP supports a set of HTML like tags that interact with Java object on the server without the need of raw Java code to appear in the page. It means simple, I can say that JSP is a combination of HTML tags along with an Servlet APIs to build any web application. Advantage of JSP. The JSP are translated and compiled into Java Servlet but are easier to develop than the Java Servlet. Here first advantage is that JSP which is going to be much faster than the Servlet because the JSP is a combination of HTML and typically Java code which is going to be translated and compiled into Servlet code. And JSP uses simplified scripting language based on syntax for embedding HTML into the JSP. The another advantage is the JSP make use of an HTML tags in order to develop a web application. JSP containers provides easy way for accessing the standard objects and actions. The JSP having then default object, there is no need to create an object. There is already a standard object for request, response and to print the content on the browser. The out is an object. JSP recaps all benefits provided by Java Servlet and web container environment, but they have an added advantages of being simpler and more natural program for web development. JSP uses HTTP as a default request object as well as a response object communication paradigm and thus make the JSP ideal as a web enabling technology. In the JSP, we will make use of a default object such as out is a default object, request is a default object and response is a default object. In this slide, I am explaining about different JSP tags. JSP tags defines a Java code that is to be executed before the output of JSP program is sent to the browser. There are 5 types of an JSP tag. First tag is comment tag, second is declaration statement tag, third is a directive tag, fourth is expression tag, fifth one is scriptlet tag. By making use of these tags, I am going to develop an web application. The first tag is directive tag. The directive tag which is used to include the packages. The directive tags open with Angular opening tag, percentage and add symbol followed by the type of the packages I want to be added and percentage and close the tag. There are 3 commonly used directives. used to import Java packages into the JSP. This is a simple example to add an SQL package to the web page. For that, we will open the Angular tag %@ page import specify the type of the packages I want to import to my program. Here I am importing the SQL packages. Then close the percentage and close the Angular tag. Comment tag. The comment tag which is used to comment the following statement or functionalities, which is used to ignore the compilation. The comment tags open with Angular bracket %, hyphen and specify the set of the statement and close the hyphen % and close the Angular tag, and is followed by the comment that usually describe the functionality of the statement that follows the comment tag. For example, this is my comment tag, and here you can specify the set of the statement or description about the functionalities. Declaration statement tag. The declaration statement tag which is used to declare the variable, define the function and declare the objects and initialize the variables. In that case, we will make use of a declaration statement tag. The declaration statement tags open with Angular brace %, exclamatory symbol, and is followed by the Java declaration statement that defines the variable, initialize the variable, create the object and defines the method. This is an example for a declaration tag. Here I have declared the variable and initialize the value, and I also define the function. In that case, we will make use of a declaration tag. Tag is expression tag. The JSP expression element contains a scripting language expression that is evaluated, converted into the string and inserted where the expression appear in the JSP file. Mainly this tag is used to perform an operation such as calling the function or evaluate the variable or evaluate the expression. Because the value of expression is converted into a string, we can use an expression within a line of text, whether or not it is tagged with an HTML in JSP file. Okay, here I am not tagged with an HTML file. Similarly, I can also tag with an HTML file by making use of some HTML file as h1, okay, some h1 tag or any HTML tag I can specify. It is not a compulsory. The expression elements contains any expression that is valid according to the Java language specification, but we cannot use a semicolon to the end of the expression. Here we are not going to make use of any semicolon. Okay, just we will specify a plus b or within a bracket a plus b. There is no need to specify the semicolon. This is an example for finding the sum of two numbers by using the JSP code. First, I have initialized the variable a and b by making use of a declaration tag. Then I need to find sum of a and b. For that, I have made use of an expression tag. So expression tag open Angular % equal to followed by the set of statement. I can use statement for this example is a plus b, which is going to give sum of a and b. Then I am going to close the expression tag. So here I will get a result as 15. This is a one way of using a expression tag. The another way is this is another example. I am going to calling the function. So the function definition is written within a declaration tag. As per the definition, as per the definition of declaration tag, we can also make use of a definition of function within a declaration tag. This is a function add, which is going to return an integer value by taking the two argument a and b. Then now I need to find sum by using an expression tag. I will call the function add. I will pass the two value 10 and 20. So from here it will be moved to the definition. Then the value of a is at 10, value of b is at 20. So it is going to return the value a plus b. So we will get a result as 30. This is another way of making use of an expression tag. Means using the expression tag, I can call the function or I can evaluate the expression directly. Next tag is scriptlet tag. The scriptlet tags are being used to perform the operation. Whenever you want to perform any basic operation, then I will make use of a scriptlet tag. And the scriptlet tag can also be used to perform operation on control statement. When you want to perform any operation on a control statement, in that case also we will make use of a scriptlet tag. The scriptlet tags open with angular opening brace percentage and contains a set of statements. Okay, contains commonly used Java control statement and loops, and also the some set of the statement, and it is closed within percentage and angular brace. Okay, this is an example for printing the value of I. So here I made use of a looping statement. I told that whenever you make use of any control statement, then I have to make use of scriptlet tag. So initializing the for loop, and this out is an default object of printraitor class. Here no need to create any object of printraitor class. The JSP provides the three default object. One is an out, another is a request, another is a response. So I have made use of a default object out of printraitor class, and the println is a method belonging to the printraitor class. And just I am printing the value of I on the browser, that is from 0 to 1. This is a simple program to display the grading system for the given Java subject marks using the control statement. Okay, here we are going to performing then operation. I need to check out the what is the grading system assigned to the particular subject. Okay, for that we need to make use of a control statement. The entire thing will be written within a scriptlet tag. Okay, this is a scriptlet tag. So I have initialized the variable marks as in 65. I need to check out the grade 65. Now 65 is compared with a 90. 65 is greater than equal to 90. No, false. So control will come to the else part. Okay, now 65 is greater than 80. No, false. Okay, the control is coming back to the else part. Now 65 is greater than 70. No, the control will be moved to the else part. So result will get as a fail. So next topic is request string, which is similar to the topic what we have discussed in reading servlet parameter. Okay, now what is a request string? The browser generates a user request string whenever the submit button is been selected. The HTTP servlet request parameter requests the object has request scope that is used to access HTTP request data, and also provide a context to associate the request specific data. The request object implements javax.servlet.servlet request interface. JSP provides the three ways of requesting the string. One is get parameter name, get parameter name, and get parameter values. With the using of these three methods, I am going to read the input parameter which has been passed by the client. The first one is using get parameter method. So get parameter method requires an argument which is the name of the field whose values you want to retrieve. When the client is going to send any value from their browser, in order to read the value sent by their client, we will make use of a method called get parameter method. The get parameter method takes then one argument of type string, that is the name of the field whose values are sent, and the return value of get parameter method is assigned to the string. And get parameter is a method belonging to the interface called as an HTTP servlet request interface. Through the object of HTTP servlet request interface, I need to invoke method called get parameter. In JSP, the default request interface object is request. Using the request.getParameter method has been invoked. This is a simple example to read name, USN, marks submitted by the client with the help of a getParameter method. Here the three input type has been created. One is the name, and its name is given as name. Second is need to read an USN from the client, and its name is given as USN. And the third one is marks, and its name is given as marks. Okay, now client is have to send the name, USN, and marks from HTML to the JSP. Now JSP has to retrieve the input parameters, and it should be displayed on the browser by making use of a get parameter method. Assume the client had sent the name as A, its USN is 1 and Mars is 65. Okay, as soon as the client has submitted the N button, okay, these values are being passed to the from the HTML to the JSP with the help of an form tag where it contains an action. So action contains the name of the file. The name of the JSP file is simple.jsp, and I have not specified any method. By default it is taken as an get method. Now the value from the HTML page will be sent to the my JSP file called as an simple.jsp. Now I need to read the value and display on the browser. In order to read the value which has been sent by the client, we will make use of a method called getParameter. GetParameter is a method which is going to read the input parameters passed by the client and takes the one argument, that is the name of the field. The client has sent the value. The name of the field is name, which has been given in an input type. The value which is available in this input type has been taken out, and the getParameter method belonging to the interface called as an request. Belonging to the interface called as an HTTP servlet request interface. So the default object for the request interface is request. Okay, with the help of a default object, I am calling the getParameter method, and the return value will be assigned to the variable called string name. So here the value having got name A. Similarly, I want to read the another input parameter which has been passed by the client. So we are taking use of a getParameter method. I will specify the name of the field USN. The name of the field is an USN, and method is belonging to the request interface. This is a default object of request interface. Using the default object, I am calling the getParameter method. The values have been returned to the USN as 1. Similarly for Mars, I have got 65. Now I want to print this value which has been sent by the client on the browser. For that, we will make use of a method called println. So println is a method belonging to the println class. For println class, the default object in JSP is an out object. Okay, with the help of a default out object, I am calling the println method and printing the result which has been retrieved from the client. That is name is I got as an A, and USN which has been written out from here I got as an 1, and Mars which I got as an 65. These are the values which have been sent by the client, and it is displayed on the browser by making use of getParameter method. Okay, this was the question which is asked in an exam. The department has set the grade for Java subject. Accept the input from the user. Okay, the client has to send the input and display the grading on the browser. That is, if the marks is above 90, it should display the grade A. If the marks is between 80 to 89, then its grade should be B. If the marks is between 70 to 79, the grade should be C, and below 70 the fail using JSP. This was the question which is asked in an exam. It should be read the input parameter from the client. For that we need to make a two file. One is an HTML file, another is an JSP file. So JSP file is given as simple.jsp. The HTML file which is going to send an input parameter, and the JSP file has to read the input parameter and has to display the grading based on the marks. Now the under HTML page we have created one input type to read the marks, okay, and its name is given as T1. Assume that the marks is given as 70 by the client. When the client click the submit button, the value 70 has to be moved from HTML page to the JSP page. For that we will make use of a form tag. Under action we are going to specify the to which file we need to specify the name of the JSP file where the values have to be sent. Okay, the value from HTML will be sent to the file called simple.jsp. Now the control is moved to the your JSP code. Now JSP code has to read the value which has been passed by the client. So for that we will make use of a getParameter method. So getParameter method which is going to read the input parameter which is passed by the client, and it takes the one argument, that is the name of the field. So name of the field is T1. So here name of the field is given as T1. So value entered by the client is 70. So the value should be returned to the variable called marks should contain a 70. So getParameter method is going to read the input parameter passed by the client, and the getParameter method belonging to the interface called as an HTTP servlet request interface. Here the request is a default object in JSP. Using the default request object, I am calling the getParameter method, and the return value will be assigned to the variable called as an marks. Now we know that the return value is in the form of an string, and it should be converted into the an integer. For that we'll make use of an integer dot parseInt method. The parseInt method takes the argument as request.get parameter to convert a string to the integer. Next, I got a 70. Now 70 is going to be checked with a 90. If 70 is greater than or equal to 90, it is not. So we are going to the else part. Okay, again 70 checking is greater than 80. No, again we move to the else part. Now 70 is greater than or equal to, it is equal to 70. So I should display the result on the browser. For that we'll make use of a method called println method, which is belonging to the class called as a println class. So the default object of the println class is out. With the default object of println class, I am calling the println method and displaying the result on the browser as grade C. This everything should be done within a scriptlet tag. By making use of a scriptlet tag, I am performing the operation, because the scriptlet tag is making use for control statement and the set of the statements. This is a simple program which has been asked in an exam. The next method is get parameter names. This is another way of reading the input parameter sent by the client. So get parameter names is a method which is belonging to the interface called as an HTTP servlet request interface, which is used to read all the available input from the parameters. This method returns the enumerations that contains the parameter name in an unspecified order. Once we have an enumeration, we can loop down the enumeration in standard way by using hasMoreElement methods to determine when to stop and using next element to get each parameter name. Let us see, this is a simple code of making use of get parameter names method. So get parameter names is a method which is going to return all the parameter names which have been passed by the client, and the return value will be assigned to the enumeration class. Now hasMoreElement is a method which is going to check out is their input parameters are available or not. If input parameters are available, the hasMoreElement method returns the boolean value as true. If input parameters are not available, then hasMoreElement method returns the boolean value as false. So when we are going to reading the multiple input parameters, then hasMoreElement method should be used within a loop. Then next element is a method which is going to read the parameter name which has been passed by the client, and the return value of next element method will be assigned to the variable which will be assigned to the string type. This is a simple example for get parameter names. Then another method we are discussing under the requesting, that is the get parameter names method. Already we have discussed in the previous slide. Here how we are going to make use of a get parameter names method in JSP. We are discussing a program to display name and its value of the parameter passed by the client on the browser. So the client has to send the name and its value. That is the name. Client is sending the name, USN and marks. I want to read these values from the client. For that we need to make use of a get parameter names method. Assume that the name has been written as A and USN is 1 and marks is 65. When the client submits the button, this value should be moved from your HTML file to the JSP with the help of a form tag, and the form tag action contains the simple.jsp file. Now control will be moved from HTML page to the JSP with a set of value as A, 1 and 65. Now I want to read the input parameter. So for that we will make use of a scriptlet tag. Okay, this is a scriptlet tag. Within a scriptlet tag we are going to performing the operation. To read the more than one parameter values, we will make use of a method called get parameter names method. The get parameter names is a method which is going to return the name of the parameter. Okay, it is going to return the name of the parameter to the enumeration class. The get parameter names method belonging to the interface called as a request interface. So the default object of HTTP servlet request interface, that is request, with that I am going to call the get parameter method. Here the request is a default object. Now enumeration E is an object of enumeration class which is pointing to the value called the name of the fields. Now the enumeration has the one method, that is has more element method. The has more element is a method which is going to check out whether the elements are available or not. If elements are available, this method is going to return a true. Now this has more element is a method belonging to the n class called as an enumeration class. With the object of an enumeration class, I am invoking the has more element method. Now has more element method is pointing to the first field called name. So element is available, so this method is going to return a true. So we are getting inside the loop. Now I want to retrieve the name of the field. In order to retrieve the name of the field, we'll use a method called next element method. The next element is a method which is going to return the name of the field. So next element method belonging to the enumeration class, with the help of an object of enum class, I am invoking the method called next element, and we are converting the typecasting. So return value will be assigned to the string. Here the return value of the next element is name, because the first field is name. So I got the name of the parameter as name. Now I want to read the value available in the name field, that is A. To read that value, we will make use of a get parameter method. Get parameter method which is going to read the value which has been passed out. Here I have passed as an argument as name. Here I passed as an argument as called as a name. Okay, this is a name having the value called as a name. Now get parameter method takes the value available in the field name is A, and the value will be assigned to the variable called as an A. Now I am printing the result. To print the result, we will make use of a println method which is belonging to the printwriter class. So the default object of printwriter class in JSP is an out. With an out object, I am calling the println method. Now name, this name is contain the name of the field. Okay, I am displaying this name. Okay, then the value which has been passed to the field name is A. Here I got the value, so I am getting the A as an output. Now control will be moved to the while loop. Now has more element is going to point to the second parameter field, that is USN. So if the element is available, it is true. Now next element method is going to return the next parameter name, that is USN. Now your name is holding the value as name of the parameter called USN. Now I want to retrieve the value which is available in this field, that is 1. For that we will make use of a method called get parameter method, and takes the argument as name which is contain the USN, and the value will be assigned to the variable called value, that is 1. I got 1 here. So the name contain USN and value contain 1. This will be the output. Next control will be moved to the as more element. So it is pointing to the next input parameter field called marks. It is a true. Again I need to retrieve the name of the field. Okay, that is a marks. For that we use a method called next element. Now the name is holding the value called marks, and I want to retrieve the value which are available in the field name marks. Okay, that is 65. For that we will make use of a get parameter method. Now the name is having the marks and its value is 65. Here the value I got as in 65. Now I am printing the results, that is marks, because the name is holding to this one and its value is 65. This is how, and the control will be moved to the as more while loop. Then there is a no parameters are available, so this method is going to return an false. This is an output which is going to be displayed on the browser by making use of a get parameter names method. The next method is get parameter values method. The get parameter values method returns an array of object containing all of the values given request parameter has, or null if the parameter does not exist. If the parameter has a single value, then array has a length of 1. The method getParameterValues will generally come into the picture if there is a chance of getting multiple values for any input parameters. This method will retrieve all of its value and store as a string array. For example, let us consider an example. If I take a checkbox, okay, checkbox can have a multiple values. In that case, I will make use of an getParameterValues method. The syntax of getParameterValues is the getParameterValues method takes one argument, that is input parameter, nothing but name of the parameter, and the return value of the getParameterValues will be assigned to the array of string values object. So the getParameterValues is a method which is going to take an input parameter. Then we'll say that this method is belonging to the an interface called as an request interface. And this is another type of a method to read the getParameterValues. When the same parameter name is having the multiple values, in that case we'll make use of an getParameterValues method. The example is checkbox. So here the HTML file has a 3 input type, that is the checkbox has been 3 checkbox has been created, and its name is given as T1. This is a common name which is having the multiple values called Java, C++ and Python, where the client or the user is going to be select one of these values, or he can select all these values. Now this is method is transferring, the HTML page is transferring the multiple values which have been assigned to the same name. To handle those or to read the multiple value assigned to the same parameter name, in that case we'll make use of an getParameterValues method. Now assume that I have selected Java and C++. When I submit the button, the control will move from HTML page to the JSP by making use of a form tag along with its values. Now Java and C++ value has been passed to the my file called simple.jsp. Now I want to read the input parameter which has been passed by the client by making use of a getParameterValues. So a getParameterValues is a method which is going to read the and multiple value passed by the same parameter name by client. So this is a method belonging to the interface called as a request interface. With the help of a default object of request interface, I am invoking the method called getParameterValues. So the getParameterValues is going to return the multiple values of type string. So here I created the value as an array of string object to hold the multiple values. So now under the values, in the 0th position I have in Java, and in the first position I have in C++. Now I want to read the values which are available in the values method. So this is an values which are available in variable called values. Now I want to print the message that which are the selected values, that is selected values with the help of a println method. Now I want to print all the values which have been selected out. For that we need to make use of a for loop or enhanced for loop. Now this is an values which is having the multiple values. Now string A is another temporary object which is going to hold the first value, that is this one, and it is going to print on the browser. Now A is having the first value, that is it is going to print on the browser by making use of a println method. Okay, in an enhanced for loop it is going to be incremented automatically. Now the values is going to be, the control will be coming from back to the for loop. Now values is pointing to the second index position, that is C++, and the value will be assigned to the A. Now A is pointing to the C++. Now I am printing the result by making use of a println method, and takes what is printing, I am printing the value of A, that is A is pointing C++. Now again the control will be coming back to the enhanced for loop, but there is no values are there, it is pointing to the null. Okay, this enhanced for loop is going to be get terminated. This is a simple program by making use of a getParameterValues method. There are 3 different methods which are available